we're starting to run into more and more people that are selling their second homes, their investment properties, and a lot of folks don't know how that works. I am no accountant. I am no tax attorney. So down below, you're going to see all kinds of disclosures to consult your accountant and a tax attorney. I'm just giving you a layperson realtor's advice who has been involved with thousands of transactions over the years, and we're starting to see more and more and more and more people with properties at the beaches, the second homes and vacation homes, the investment properties, the VRBOs. We're starting to see those folks sell them because we all know that over the last 5 years, if you own real estate, you have made more money, more appreciation in a 5-year period than you ever will in another 5-year period in your life. With this in mind, you need to understand that if it's an investment property, if it's a second home, it's a vacation property, you're likely going to have to pay capital gains tax. What that means is, depending on your personal income tax rate, is it could be up to 20% of what your gain is. If you've been depreciating the property, you may have to recapture that, which makes your gain potentially even more than you might have thought it is. And the reason I say this, there is a wonderful tool. It's called a 1031 like-kind exchange. And basically, if it's a similar property and setup and a similar situation on the other side, and as long as it's more money than what you're selling, you can roll that money into this and not be subject to the capital gains tax or an income tax. I'm going to say it again. Talk to your accountant and your real estate attorney or your tax attorney. Now, you have to do it certain ways. You have to have an intermediary. You're not allowed to touch the money. And ideally, you would do it in the right order. You would sell this property, and then you have a period of time where you would identify the other properties that you would like on your list as qualified purchases to roll that money into this other one. Also, you can actually divide this. Let's say you don't want one property that costs a lot more than what you already got. You could go buy 2 or 3 properties, and as long as you do it properly with a well-executed 1031 attorney or company that handles that, you can roll that into multiple properties. But you do have timelines you have to work under. Let's say you got yourself in a situation where you've already bought something or you have something under contract, and then you're like, holy cow, I didn't know about this rule. Well, you need to call an accountant, your accountant. You need to call a tax attorney, and you need to see if you can do something called a reverse 1031 exchange. I don't understand all the details of it, but I have been involved with situations where people have done it. Again, don't take any advice for taxes on me, but these are questions you need to know before you put your property on the market. You need to understand the tax consequences. Make sure that you have a conversation with a realtor that understands what 1031s are, how they operate, and who they can give advice to. For instance, in our case, I've got a few reliable companies and attorneys that will handle a 1031 exchange. And it is a great tool to do, especially when you can roll it into it. And then in many cases, you could go over there and borrow money on it and pull that equity out once the interest rates come back down. But that's a whole different topic. And again, I really just want to point out, call your accountant, call your tax advisor. I just wanted to have this conversation just so it would make you think a little bit before you go put your house on the market and not have a plan of how you're going to move forward.